What's good, everyone? First of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been watching my videos recently. Thank you to all my friends, anyone who's been recommended my videos through the algorithm. It means a lot to me, and it's a great motivator to help me continue making these videos. Some of the comments have also been pretty interesting, and it's funny, and it's like shit. Like I take everything that I can get. Any interaction, good, bad, positive, negative. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? All right. So keep on watching. Stay tuned. Subscribe if you want to get noticed on any time that I post and shit like that. All right. Enough of that. So I want to spend this video sort of talking about something that I've been thinking about a little bit. I had a long talk with some of my friends yesterday about philosophy, just like deep talks and shit like that. You know what I mean? So, I've been sort of in that bag. And I've been seeing recently that, I've been making a lot of like financial advice videos or whatever, like advice videos, right? And I haven't been talking a lot about like philosophy and stuff like that. Excuse me. And I just want to give that a try and like sort of like speak my truth, speak whatever I have on mind, because I think it's pretty interesting. And I was thinking about this concept that we as a Gen Z have about the NPC. We all talk about the NPC, and we all know what the NPC is this person that's sort of like a background character in our lives. They're just living life on autopilot, doing the basic shit. Like they'll probably like just go to class and go straight home, or they'll go to work, go straight home, do whatever. Like we just understand as just like the sort of like the origin of the name coming from like those characters in video games that sort of just stand there and do fucking nothing. They're just standing there, and then they interact with you when you click on their button, and then you might end up doing a fucking Pokemon battle with them. I don't know, like those NPCs, and we just sort of use that term as like people that are in the backgrounds of our lives, just doing whatever the fuck, right? We don't know. Whatever they're doing is not really that important, right? But I was thinking about it, and I was like, it feels like this idea of an NPC, while it's obviously like memes and shit like that, right? It's pretty interesting because if you think about it, like what is stopping, like not what is stopping us, but like why are we not thinking about ourselves as NPCs? Because NPC is relative to ourselves, right? Like maybe someone that's close to us is an NPC in another person's life, right? Like it's all relative. So we're all technically NPCs, right? And if that's the case, then it's like one, what distinguishes someone from being an NPC, right? Would you say that a person who lives in a remote village in an island in the Caribbean has no access to internet, nothing, is fucking Donald Trump? No, actually, maybe if they don't know Donald Trump, right? Like maybe if you're like isolated in like New Zealand or something, right? Like those like not ancient, like native tribes that just have no access to anything. Like is Donald Trump an NPC to them because they're not in their lives? They're sort of like a background character, So this idea of NPC is like pretty interesting, and what I was relating this to is the idea of when I was talking with my friends, we were questioning a lot of stuff in our lives, whether it be related to religion, whether it be related to economics, whether it be related to the future, bunch of shit, right? And we're sort of like thinking like, thinking and questioning all of this shit, it sucks. It fucking sucks if you think about it, because you get into this deep spiral of thinking about like, oh, what's the meaning of life, blah blah blah, and those things are very important, but they suck, and people don't want to do it, and sometimes people can't because they get distracted by life just sort of like happening. Like I had my deep talks with my friends yesterday, because like I was like I didn't have that much work to do, and I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna do much work. I'm just gonna fucking talk and like think about life and shit like that. But people don't have that luxury, especially students that are in college, students in high school, people who are working. Just like people, they're fucking busy. They don't have time to think about that shit, and that leads me to think, right? That's sort of the behavior that, in my mind, is related to NPC, because I think one of my friends said this very crazy, like very good quote. It was like, if you don't like, if you believe in everything, you believe in nothing. That's what he said. What we were talking about is sort of like questioning things in religion and questioning things in just our universe. And questioning is part of being like alive. I believe if you're not questioning everything or like trying to question things, then you're not actually living. You're just sort of like on autopilot, like the NPC does. Like, they don't question what's happening in the world. They don't question anything. They don't question why my upstairs tenants, they're making squeaky sounds while I'm recording. Sorry. But, I encourage everyone that's watching this video to, whenever they have time, whether by themselves or by association with their friends, just sort of think about shit like that, Is if you don't do that already. Maybe you guys do, because it's just like human nature to sort of like think about like, what's the meaning of life? Why the fuck are we here, right? And it gets very sad sometimes. But that's just the part of like what makes us human, why we're alive, why we're not a fucking NPC. Don't be an NPC that's like taking everything at face value. Like, oh, I guess Trump won. I guess like taxes, tariffs go up, blah 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 blah. Or, oh, I guess I don't know. Why do we have to say excuse me after we burp, Why is that a thing? You could say, oh, it's because it's proper etiquette, dumbass. But question it. Question. Be curious. It's like part of life, Maybe there's some things that you don't need to question, like why the fuck is 2 plus 2 equal to 4? But it's like, just don't be an NPC and take everything at face value. Try to question things. Try to think about greater purpose of things. Thank you so much for listening to me for 8 minutes. I'll try to be more structured, talk about more philosophical stuff. This was just sort of like a shower thought, even though I showered in the morning and I was just shitting on the toilet and I had this thought. But yeah, peace out.